I think the biggest fear would just be myself. And I was like, it can't get any worse than this. It can't get any worse than this. Like, you know, but it did. It got a lot worse. It's shocking that that person is gone from my life, but I can't do anything about it. So yeah. This time last year I was at 4,000 followers. Now I'm at 10,000 followers. Like, things have really changed. Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Reni. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. On my channel, I make content around financial literacy, career development, and lifestyle. So if any of those topics are something that interests you, feel free to hit that subscribe button down below. And if you are new or returning, please hit that like button because it really does help my channel grow. So as you can tell right now, it's a very chill vibe. We're doing a lifestyle video, not a serious finance video. And today I'm going to be doing my 2021 review. Last year I did a video about reflecting on 2020. A lot of you liked it, and some people actually messaged me asking if I'm gonna do it this year. So I was like, oh, people actually wanna see it. So I decided, yes, I will do it again this year. I posted on my Instagram story about it, and a lot of you gave me questions. So the format that I'm going to take for this video is that I am going to watch my video from last year, give you updates on what has happened in each of the categories, and then I will also tell you some of my goals in those categories. And then I will answer questions that you submitted to me relating to those categories. At the end, I'm also going to answer a few questions from Monday Girl, which is a great community of great women on Instagram. And they had a prompt that they posted on their Instagram page where they basically gave you some questions to reflect on 2021 and then some things to look forward to and reflect on for 2022. So I will be answering those at the end. This is gonna be a long video, just forewarning. There were a lot of questions and a lot to get through. But if you like these type of sit down videos, again, make sure to give me a thumbs up because the more likes I get, the more I know that you like that kind of content. The categories that I'm gonna look at are the same as last year. So we have financial, we have career, we have physical, we have spiritual, we have mental, and I added a last one, and it's social, just because I feel like that can be its own category based on what has happened this year. I also want you to let me know what happened in 2021 for you, whether it's good or bad. I want to know. I love hearing about how you are doing, both the successes, and if you need any help with anything, just leave it down below and I will love to, discuss with you. So let's watch last year's video and look at the first category, which was physical. With physical, I changed quite a bit. I didn't realize that I had gained quite a bit of weight at I don't know, I didn't realize at all. But when I look back at videos back then versus now, I gained maybe like 20 pounds. I didn't realize. Okay, so as you can see, last year I had started working out again after taking maybe like a 3 or 4 or 5 year hiatus from working out. So that was great. It really helped me. I lost 18 pounds or so that was great. This year, I've kind of fell off at the beginning of the year, especially because, in January, February, it's really gloomy outside and, it gets dark at 3 p.m. or 4 p.m. Like, it's cold. No one wants to be outside and exercising or even in there. Like, personally, I just didn't want to exercise after a long day at work. So I fell off at the beginning of this year, but I got a new job, which I told you in last year's video. And it was becoming a bit stressful when it came to like March, April, that time. So I started working out. I think in April or May, I started running, which was very good for me. So last year I was exercising in my house and doing like boot camps in my house. I hadn't really explored outside of the house, but this year I started running. So I used to be able to run 10K like this, easy. Now, obviously, I could not just bounce back into that, but I worked my way up from doing like 1K to 2K to 3K up until 5K by the end of summer. So I was really happy about that progress, and I didn't do it for like aesthetic reasons. I did it more for my mental health and I'll talk about that a bit later, but it made such a big difference, and I started to like fall in love with running, which is a great change for me because, as I said, I didn't run for so many years. After playing soccer and like having to run as like punishment, I saw running as a punishment, but I like kind of I've basically reframed my thinking about running now. So I enjoy running now. Can't wait till it's spring again so I can start running again. And now I'm just doing indoor activities right now during winter, and I post them on my Instagram sometimes. I don't enjoy working out. Like, I don't think I'll ever really enjoy working out, but I get it done. I can wake up at 6 a.m. and get in my workout. Like, I'm someone who's very disciplined, and I'm glad that I've developed that discipline because it helps me in all aspects of my life. And I find that working out really helps my mental health as well. I have been doing a lot of cardio, but now I started to lose weight, like too much weight. So I decided that instead of just focusing on cardio, I'm going to do weights. So I have actually been lifting weights. It's a struggle for me. It's a huge struggle, but struggle. Oh my goodness. Lord have mercy. Oh my God. But I'm excited to see next year where I am. Like, this year I can only lift like 10, 20 pounds. So, but hopefully next year I can lift a lot more. I'm just excited to get stronger, get more healthy. One thing I do need to work on physically is eating better because I sometimes will forget to eat till like 3 p.m. Like today, it's 2:30 p.m. Actually, I ate today. I did eat today. But most days, I don't eat for a long time. So I need to work on that, and that will be one of my goals. Also, just physically, outside of running and exercise, just waking up early. I don't know if that's a physical, yeah. Waking up early is something I want to continue to do in 2022. I want to make sure that I am consistent in that. Some days, you know, with this gloomy weather, I just feel like laying in bed all day. And it's good to give yourself the opportunity to rest as well. Like, that's another goal that I have for 2022, to make sure that I'm incorporating rest. Because as an entrepreneur, you can literally not rest. You can work 24/7. But I have learned, so that's a goal for 2022, rest, and also just continue to wake up early, because I find that I'm more productive in the morning. So instead of trying to go against my body's normal way of being, I should go with it, and then I can finish my day earlier and then use the rest of the day to rest, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's my physical update. And now let's go into the next one, which I believe is career. Had some formal mentors who I got through like different mentorship programs, and my mentor Reni, shout out to you Reni, she is the best mentor that I've ever had. We actually click very well, and she's helped me a lot, and she taught me to advocate for myself. I always advocated for myself, but like, she really taught me how to do it and how to basically brag about yourself. Okay, so this is good. Just looking back on the first thing that I mentioned, mentorship, I continued my mentorship with Reni, so she is still my mentor. We reduced the frequency to bi-monthly, so instead of meeting every month because we were in a program, we now meet bi-monthly. But still, I get so much value out of my relationship with her, and she says she gets value out of just speaking with me, so I'm very grateful for that. I do have a few mentees as well, 2 mentees who I meet with on a regular basis, which I really do love. And yeah, I hope that next year I can mentor a few other young women as well. And I also wanted to just emphasize that Reni was pivotal in a lot of the choices that I made. Even if she doesn't know it, she really helped me in my decision making when choosing to make big decisions this year. In 2022, a goal that I would have is to find a mentor who is in the same field that I am in. So I have Reni, who is my mentor in my she works at a bank, just like I worked at a bank, and she was very helpful, like learning about my career and things like that. But and it's still very valuable to this day. I would also like a mentor who is in line with what I'm currently doing, so content creation, something along those lines. So I'll be seeking a mentor in that space as well. So last year I was saying that Reni really helped me learn how to advocate for myself, and I would say she did as well this year, but in a totally different way. So not just advocating for promotions and things like that, because I already got promoted, but then she advocated for me, like she taught me how to like speak up for myself in terms of the workload being too much, leaving a situation that is not ideal for you. So very different from what I was advocating for last year. I also mentioned that last year I was making sure to be more intentional about what I wanted for my career. And of course, if you have watched any of my videos, you know that now I'm a full-time content creator. So obviously I was a lot more intentional than it was last year. Last year, I was a strategic marketing manager at the Bank of Montreal. Now I am a full-time content creator at Reni the Resource Inc. So, you know, levels have changed. It's an update for everyone. If you don't know, I'm now a full-time content creator. I quit my job in October 2021, and I have bet on myself, and I'm doing this thing full-time. It's working out so well. It's flourishing for me. So I'm no words can express how grateful I am that I took this leap of faith and I bet on myself. I also mentioned that I won a few awards last year in my career. I am happy to say that this year I also won a few awards, but not I won one award. So I won a Rising Star Award awarded by RBC. So that was really exciting. Hopefully next year I can win an award by BMO. So it'll be like full circle. The whole goal of the channel is to make complex topics simple. Your hard-earned cash, and you put it in a place where you want it to live until you need it. I want to share how I got them and then explain to you the different types of income and how you can start building your streams of income as well. Hi everyone, I'm Reni, also known as xoReni or Reni the Resource. I am a full-time content creator based in Toronto, Canada. And the Rising Star Award was basically given to someone in the Black community who is under the age of 30, who sets the standard and empowers other people in their community. So I also won a grant along with that, so that was really exciting and a big step in my career, my first award as an entrepreneur. And it came just 2 months after I became a full-time entrepreneur. Feeling very grateful, very blessed for to have done that. In 2020, the years are confusing me. These past 2 years have been a blur, but in 2022, some of my goals for my career, so my full-time content creation, would be to hit 6 figures in this business, and I know I will get there for sure, like God willing, obviously, but yeah, I'm a confident person, so 6 figures coming soon. I feel like I did a lot of brand deals, but I didn't charge a lot. So refining how much I'm charging will be something that I will be doing in 2020, and doing less brand deals, but more money per brand deal, if that makes sense. You know the value that I add to a lot of these brands, and I've definitely been undercharging for my services thus far. In my career as well, I also decided to launch a course. So I launched a course about personal branding, which is something that I am very excited for. Hi, I'm Reni, a marketing consultant and a content creator. I have worked across a variety of industries, from tech to real estate to wealth management, and I haven't had to apply for a job in any of those industries since 2016, and I credit it all to my personal brand. In this course, you will learn a lot from me, and I'll teach you how to craft your own personal brand. So I hope you'll join me in this course, and I can't wait to see you there. And it will be coming out in March of 2022, so that's another goal that I have. If you want to sign up, I'll leave those deets down below. And yeah, a lot of good things have been happening in my career. I cannot express how grateful I am to have received all of these great things. Like, it seems like everything is working out, and I have so many more exciting things that I will be announcing in 2022, which I can't wait to announce. One thing I do is I have a ta-da list, and someone asked me to make a full video about this, so maybe I will, but a ta-da list is basically a list where I keep a running tally of all the great things that I've accomplished over the year. So I have one. I've been doing this since 2019, and right now I'm looking back at everything that I accomplished, and I'm actually downplaying how great of a success that I have had in 2021. So, like, I had so many speaking engagements. I moderated events for the first time. I hosted a huge webinar series when I was working full-time. I made thousands of dollars a month on my side hustle at the time, which was YouTube. I was offered a 6-figure job. I was offered a $90,000 job. I did well. I did pretty well. This time last year, I was at 4,000 followers. Now I'm at 10,000 followers. I was accepted into the Wealth Simple Partnership Program. I was accepted into the Pinterest Creator Program. Like, I did that. I really did that. One goal that I have in 2022 will be to change the way that I speak about my YouTube journey or career. Because one thing that I've noticed with myself, and it's weird because I'm a very positive person, but just like when I was doing photography, people would ask me if I'm a photographer, and I'd say I would never introduce myself as a photographer. I would say I do photography, but like, no, you're a photographer. Like, talk your shit, talk your ish, you know? But same thing with this YouTube content creation thing. People will say, my friends will ask me like, oh, are you free on this day? And I'll be like, I don't have a job, so yeah, I'm free. But like, I do have a job, and this is my full-time job. Even though to a lot of people, it may not seem like a job, it is a full-time job. So I need to really reframe my mindset around that, because this is a full-time job. If I want it to be successful, I need to speak it into existence, and I need to speak as if it is a full-time, full-paying, six-figure business that it will become. So that is one of my goals for 2022. I also want to work with some huge multinational corporations. I want to work with EQ Bank on a greater scale. I want to work with Wealthsimple on a greater scale. I want to work with career companies. So this year, I haven't really partnered with any companies career-wise, but in 2022, we're coming for you. I also want to work with some US companies because I do have a large US following, so I would like to make content in the US. And then yeah, those would be some of the career goals that I have for my YouTube channel and my content creation in general. Here are some of the questions that you submitted for me regarding my career. So the first thing was, how are you able to stay consistent with your content creation? Honestly, because this is something that I truly enjoy, it doesn't feel hard for me to be consistent. I also batch create, so I'll record a bunch of videos on one day, and then I'll edit them, and then I'll schedule them for the next few weeks. So that really helps me stay consistent, because it's not like every single day I have to record a video and get it out. Nope, I just record a bunch of content in one day and then I schedule it out. Also, to stay consistent, trying to find a solid routine is very important to me, and writing down my tasks for the day is also something that really helps me. A lot of people have been asking me to do my morning routine or like a day in the life of a content creator routine. If you truly want to see it, like, I don't want to make it and then no one watches it. So if you want to see it, leave that down below, and then I will make it. Another goal that I have for my career would be next year, let's get to 20K. Like, let's double it. So next year we're gonna get to 20K, God willing. We'll see where we're at this time next year, but I would like to get to 20K subscribers by next year. Another question that you had was, what was my biggest fear about becoming a full-time content creator? I think the biggest fear would just be myself. Like, it was basically getting over the fear that I had to believe in myself so much that I could do this. Even though I know myself, I knew I was capable, but like, I guess I didn't fully believe that I was capable of doing this, because this is a big jump from like getting a stable paycheck to going solo. But I did it. So that's something I'm very proud of and happy about. But yeah, I say my biggest fear was basically getting over the fear, the voice in my head that was saying, this is not safe. You can't do it. You're not going to be able to sustain this. But I got over it. Shout out God for pushing me into this. What was the worst day as a content creator, and did I feel like quitting? So I would say that because I love content so much, like even before I got paid for this, I was making content. I don't think I've had like a worst day as a content creator. Like, it's not specific to the role, but I would say when things are going on in my personal life, when you have a full-time job, you're able to just like take a sick day, you know, and get paid for it still, or take a vacation for a week and still get paid for it. But with this, if I am having a bad day personally, you know, there's nobody who is paying me money to just sit at home and get through the bad times that I'm having. So I would say that would be the hardest part. And like, what's the worst day? Like, I had a bad week. I don't know when it was, in October, like a month after I started. So sometime in October or early November, it was like it was a bad week for me. And like personally, not with content creation, but then I just had to, it's kind of like, you're self-employed, so I think that is an issue. But I know businesses, self-employed people will have systems in place. If they can't be there, then something is in place. So I need to implement some of those systems. But I haven't felt like quitting yet. It's only been a few months as well, so a full time. So Haven't felt like quitting yet. I'll tell you next year if I feel like quitting. Hopefully not. So the next question is, what is the best part of being an entrepreneur? I don't know about other entrepreneurs, but the ability to help people in this line of work that I'm in is the best part of being an entrepreneur. And also just not having to report to anyone is pretty nice. Like, I don't have to tell anyone that, hey, I'm going to be off for 2 days. Hey, I'm going to run to the post office. That's why my Teams is not going to be online right now. Like, I don't have to worry about that. I literally do whatever I want every day. Also, that can be on the flip side, not the best thing if you don't have discipline, because you can literally do nothing all day, every day, and your business will suffer as a result. So you have to basically learn how to find a balance. But for me, the best part would be I've been able to... I have flexibility and freedom to go wherever I want, do whatever I want. I'm going to Mexico next year, and while I'm in Mexico, I can work. I don't have to take off any vacation days. I can work while I'm there, or I can just have fun and do nothing. So I love the flexibility and the freedom that I have in this venture. And also, as I said, being able to help people, like the lives that I've seen change by just creating content is wild to me. Every day I'm like, yo, people are actually being helped by this content. Like, so yeah, it's very cool. It's very cool. And I also like that the amount of effort that you put in has a direct reaction to the amount of money that you make. If I put in 12-hour days working at BMO, I was not making any more money because I wasn't able to clock overtime. I was on a salary. But here, if I'm putting in a lot of work for things, most likely I'm going to get paid more, typically. So I like that. I like the monies. The last question that we had about career was, has there been any negative effect to being in the spotlight now? Ooh, big question. So I would say yes, there actually has been. I'm not even a big creator. I literally have 10K. So compared to most YouTubers, I would be considered a small YouTuber. However, people recognize you. I guess Toronto's small, right? So people will recognize me when I go out. So it's like, I guess it's not the worst thing, but it's like people know you. So you have to be careful of what you do and what you say. Also, like, people will come up to you and hug you. And it's like someone hugged me and I was just, I was a little stressed because we're in a pandemic, but I also don't want to be rude because, then they're going to go and be like, oh, I met Reni and she was so rude. Like, what kind of person is this? So, it's that balance. But honestly, the pros of this greatly outweigh the cons. Also, another thing would be people feel like they know you even though they don't actually know you. Like, what I'm posting online, which is not all my life. Like, I post about finance, career, the majority of time. So you don't actually know me, but people feel like they know you. So when they come up to you in person and talk to you, they feel like they know you already and they're friends with you. Or people will see you and you can tell that they know you, but you don't know them. But I love I chose this life, right? I love it. I love it. So the next thing that I'm going to go into is financial. Let's watch the video. So financially, this has been my best year financially so far. Thank God. Obviously, I got the promotion, so that came with a pay raise. I was able to create new streams of income, even though some streams closed. So in 2020, as I was saying in that video, I had lost a stream of income from not doing photography anymore, but then I gained one from doing YouTube. Again, I have lost a stream of income from my full-time job, but YouTube has replaced that income, so that is great for me. And I also have a few more types of income this year, which is lovely. So some of the income streams that I have are YouTube, I have dividends, I have my investing portfolio, which actually touched 100K this year. So I'll be doing a video showing you my portfolio, but like it's growing slowly but surely. My portfolio is growing, and hopefully next year, 2022, we'll get to 200K in my portfolio. Real estate, I have my real estate income. I have affiliate income, and I also do a little bit of consulting on the side. So I have been able to develop a lot of streams of income over this course of time, and it's something that is very comforting to know that I'm not just, all my eggs were not in one basket, which is what gave me the ability to leave my job anyways. A goal for myself that I wanted to do speaking gigs this year. I always spoke at events, but I wanted to get paid for speaking at those events, and I have been able to accomplish that this year. So shout out God. I've had 5 paid speaking gigs this year, and hopefully we'll double that in 2021. I told you in the video that I was doing 5 speaking engagements last year and I got paid for them. This year I actually did 12, so that's an average of 1 a month. So hopefully next year I'll do a few more. I guess my goal would not be to do more speaking engagements. It would be to do higher paying speaking engagements. So I don't need to increase the number of speaking engagements. I just need to increase the pay per speaking engagement. And then I also won a grant this year. So I won a $500 grant from the RBC and Black Standard Award that I won. So in 2022, I hope to win more grants. I'll be applying. Creators, if you're here, small business owners, if you're here, apply for grants. It's free money. Please apply for them because you never know what you can win. In 2022, my goal is to have consistent income. So not just having income that is sporadic, because that's one thing about being an influencer or a content creator. Your income could be up one month, down the other. It's very up and down. However, I'm looking for consistent income. So in 2022, I'll also be starting a podcast. Woo! That should be in my career. That should have been in my career section, but I'm starting a podcast, so that should bring some consistent income as well. But I'm really excited for everything 2022 has to offer. I've done so much this year, and I honestly can't wait to see my 6-figure business as a 26-year-old next year. I will hopefully make a video showing you the different streams of income that I have and how I'm making money doing this. I registered this business finally this year, and then I also registered for my HST number, which is basically it's basically the tax that we have here in Canada. And every time someone pays me, they're going to pay tax as well. So it may seem like, why are you excited to pay tax? But basically, once you hit $30,000 in your business, you're able to charge people at HST. So very exciting. Can't complain. I'm really hype about that. So yeah, that's financial. I have a few questions that you asked. So I have 2 questions. The first one was, how did your budgeting method change when you switched to working on your own? I would say my budgeting method has always been a zero-based budget. So it hasn't changed that much, but basically knowing the amount of income that is going to come in every month is what has really changed. Like last year, I had a consistent amount that was coming in because I was working a 9 to 5. Now it could be a lot or it could be much less, but my budgeting method is still like, I use an average number. So what's like the average that I know I'm going to get paid, and that's how I budget going from there. And the last question that I had for financial was, how do you set financial goals and achieve them? I set financial goals by breaking them into very small goals. So for example, if you want to save $12,000 this year, what you need to do is you need to save $1,000 a month. So you can break that into every paycheck. That's $500 per paycheck if you get paid bi-weekly. And then that allows you to literally just save, work towards that financial goal. I feel like we overcomplicate goals, but if you break them into very small actionable steps, it's very easy to achieve your goals. I also automate a lot because I don't trust myself to send the money from my checking account to whatever investing account or savings account. So I automate those transfers so that I don't even see the money. It's automatically going there. Let's go on to spiritual. Last year in this video, I said that I was struggling spiritually just because we were not able to meet with people in person, and it was just a little hard for me. Fellowship is something that's very big, and just community is something that really helps me. It doesn't have to be a huge number of people. It's not like I talk to a lot of people at church, to be honest, but I have a core group of like 3 or 4 people who I talk to regularly, and also just being in church physically helps me focus versus watching online because I'm so distracted all the time when it's online. So thankfully in 2021, church has opened, which is so great. So I attend church. I won't say that I attend every single week, but I attend the majority of the weeks. And I really love fellowshipping with others and attending church live. I also have been reading my Bible, which is something that I used to struggle with. So I've been doing that. I've been doing that. And just making sure I start all my mornings off with gratitude and prayer. So that's what I've been doing. It's been working out pretty well. In 2022, I want to start serving again in church. So I used to serve before the pandemic, and then I stopped and I haven't been back. Next year again, I also bought a journal. My pastor is actually selling this journal, and it comes with basically an accountability function to help keep you accountable. So I also purchased that, and I will be doing that next year. And I also have a journal that's not religion specific, but it's just a gratitude journal called the 5-Minute Journal, which I've been using for years, but now I've actually become consistent at using it. So let's go on to mental. I hope it'll be better than this year. We can only go up from here. Last year, I was telling you that mentally I was struggling, and I was like, it can't get any worse than this. It can't get any worse than this, like, you know, but it did. It got a lot worse. Wow. Just thinking about it, it got a lot worse, but we're better now. I'm so much better now. But yeah, it did get a lot worse than it was in 2020. 2021 was no joke. I was not really, even before the pandemic, I was not really one who struggled with my mental health at all. But these last 2 years have shown me, they've shown me. In 2020, I told you that like seasonal depression or sad, whatever you want to call it, is something that I have always dealt with, but it was never like debilitating or anything. But, you know, I was going through it because I had a job that was pretty stressful at the beginning of this year. And I was just struggling. I didn't want to get out of bed. I was crying at work. I was having anxiety attacks. Like, I've never had, well, maybe not never, but I was not someone who regularly got anxiety attacks. And then I was getting it. And I was like, what is going on with me? But I know I'm downplaying it. You can watch my I Quit, the video about me quitting video. You can watch that, which will give a little bit more context. But yeah, I was just going through it, and it was to the point where I was just burnt out. That's the word that I'm trying to use. I was burnt out. I was struggling. I actually started therapy, which I said I wanted to start last year. There are free therapy programs. That's what I started with. It's a game changer. Even the free ones are so helpful. I highly recommend trying it out. And next year, I hope to continue with therapy. I would say in 2021, also, loved ones also struggled with their mental health. So supporting loved ones was something that I had to learn for myself as well. If, I guess, people wanted more details about therapy, what can I say? It is not easy to like reflect on what has happened in the past and basically not allow yourself to wallow in the sadness, or basically like be accountable to make changes. And not, I don't know how to word it. Therapy is good. That's all I have to say. Therapy should not be stigmatized. It should also be cheaper because it's very, 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 very expensive. But the benefits of therapy, like I feel like therapy is something to slot in your budget, you know? If you have benefits at work that cover therapy, just do it. It's free. I wish I did it I started working when? So long ago. I was like, why haven't I been doing therapy this whole time? I feel like everyone I've spoken to who's done therapy has only had good things to say. So I feel like you should also start. It's a lot of like retelling your life story, which can be kind of annoying, or it can be therapeutic because you're like dumping on someone else who you're allowed to dump on without feeling bad about. But yeah, there's so much to say. I feel like this could be another video. So goals for 2022. Therapy, more therapy. Stay true to my practice of journaling and gratitude, because that helps my mental health. Continue to exercise because that helps my mental health. Also, I was the type of person who was able to interact with people every day, be social every day, not feel drained after it. But now I feel like I kind of feel drained when I go out every single day. The girl who was going out every day is no longer here. She has left the building. I love my solitude now. I'm just a very different person. I can be alone for a very long time, which I don't like. It's not that I don't like it, but I feel like I miss that girl. And I could force myself to go out, but it's not the same. Like, I don't actually want to be there, so there's no need to force myself. I would say I've just become a huge homebody. So one goal that I have for 2022 would just be to not force myself to go out, but be more intentional about my friendships and make a concerted effort to reach out to my friends. Because one thing that I do is I wait for people to reach out to me because I don't want to bother anyone, which is probably something I need to explore in therapy, because like, why would I be bothering people? These are my friends. They love you, right? But I have the tendency to not talk to people and wait till they reach out to me, not ask them to chill, wait till they ask me to chill, stuff like that, except for one person or a few people in my life who I don't care. Like, I'll ask you whatever. But what I want to make sure I'm making a more concerted effort to be intentional with all my friends because I do value them. Friendship is something that's very important to me. Sisterhood is something that's extremely important to me. And I don't want to lose those friendships because they feel like I am not putting in the effort. Oh, one thing that actually happened was I lost a good friend this year. Oh, I didn't even think of that. I really didn't think of that when I was writing down these notes. I lost a friend. I'm not saying she died. Sorry if that sounded off. She did not die. We just stopped being friends, and I've been friends with her since I was, I don't know how old. We've been friends since maybe grade 5. Like I spoke to this person every day or not every day, every other day. We were in a group chat and we spoke very regularly. So to lose someone like that, and that group chat is obviously not here anymore, was like very shocking to me. Basically, we're not friends over the vaccine and like our difference of opinion over the vaccine. The way that I was cut off by that person because of a small disagreement was just a little heartbreaking, you know? But I'm not trying to play the victim. I just feel like there was probably something else I did that caused this rift in our friendship, maybe even before that I just wasn't realizing because I wasn't being intentional about the friendship. Maybe not asking her to chill with me or not checking in on her every day, even though we talked pretty much all the time. But I don't know. I guess I'm struggling with it because I don't know what I did wrong other than like have my views about the vaccine. So, you know, there's this thing where people cut people off and then they don't tell the other person and they think it's such a great thing because it's like, oh, I'm choosing myself, I'm cutting that person off, which, okay, all power to you, but also, like, I don't know, I feel like the other person is kind of left in the dark and they're kind of like, what did I do wrong, you know? So that's a bit of what's happening to me. Like, I don't even know if this is something I should be dwelling on or if I should just, like, get over it, but it's still shocking to me every time I think about the fact that one of my closest friends, someone I knew, like, who if I ever, like, have kids, that person will be there. Like, you know, it's shocking that that person is gone from my life, but I can't do anything about it. So yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, so I guess my goals for 2022, as I mentioned, would just be to reach out to people more, be more intentional about my friendship. Another thing I could reflect on was, sorry, this is getting long, but another thing that I could reflect on with friendships in 2022 is just that I have actually made a lot of new connections in 2022. And I don't know if it's just because like I am more public, so people have been reaching out to me, but I've met so many amazing women on the internet which is like stranger danger, but I've met a lot of people via the internet over this past year, and I'm very grateful for that. I have made like people who I would consider friends now, like Tokes, great woman, love, great woman. So yeah. So the last questions are from Monday Girl, and the first one is looking back. What are some of the your favorite memories from this year? So this year I went to Rwanda, I went to Banff, and I went to, where did I go? Atlanta. I would say traveling, you know, was just one of my best memories of the year. I love traveling. I was able to see loved ones. I was able to travel with loved ones. I was able to go to a hot country. I love Rwanda, by the way. So yeah, those are some of my favorite memories of the year. I would say every time somebody told me that they saved X amount or they started investing or they started saving, like, you know, it made my day every single time. It made me so happy. And then a favorite memory of mine would be choosing to leave my job also, because like I always look back and I'm like, why did I spend so long being like sad and miserable and overworked when I could have just bet on myself? So I'm super glad that I decided to bet on myself. The bad times make the good times even sweeter. So I'm very grateful that I was able to leave, and it was one of my favorite memories of the year. And another favorite memory would be the first time I made $3,000 on YouTube. So in June, I made $3,000 on YouTube, and I was like mind blown. Like, I have made real money on this platform, and I don't know, it just gave me like hope, because this was like one of the worst months at work because I was really struggling. But I was like, I could do this YouTube thing. Like, this is when I got a glimmer of like, wow, I can actually do this. Okay, the next question that I got was, what am I most proud of this year? I guess it would be the same, like betting on myself and leaving a situation that no longer served me would be one of the best things that I ever did for myself. I'm pretty proud of myself for also leaving. I got a 6-figure job offer and I decided to turn it down and pursue YouTube instead. And I feel like that choice is not easy, and a lot of people would have chosen the opposite thing, which there's nothing wrong with that. But I'm so glad that I'm very proud that I chose to remain true to what I really wanted, and instead of following the money. Another thing I'm proud of is reaching 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. I made this goal last year to reach 10K and I did it. So that is something that I'm very proud of. I'm going to be vision boarding for next year. So if you want to know about how I make my vision board and if you want to see it, let me know. I can do a video on that as well. The next question is, what lessons did I learn this year? Some lessons that I learned was that you should always bet on yourself. I feel like that's the theme of this video, but that is one of the biggest lessons that I learned. Like, always bet on yourself. Another lesson that I learned was things can change at the drop of a hat at any time. And you cannot prepare for them. Like, life can drastically change. The things that I've seen this year, nobody knows except for a selected few people in my life. And honestly, things can really change. Your life can be dramatically different, both in a good way and in a bad way. So it's always important to be grateful for the moment, because you never know what tomorrow could bring. Your mental health could change drastically tomorrow. The next few questions are about looking forward. So the first question is, where am I ready to make changes? So I feel like I answered that in the rest of the video, but I'm ready to make changes when it comes to my friendships and just making sure that I am more intentional in my friendships, making changes by leveling up my YouTube channel and my content creation business. Like, that would be a big change. So doubling my reach and my following would be a thing that I'm going to focus on in 2022. I'm ready to make changes with my health. So eating, I'm going to eat better in 2022, God willing. And what do I need to let go of? Also, going back to the conversation that we just had, letting go of this friendship that is now gone. It is what it is. Like, there's no need to hold on to people that do not want to hold on to you. I need to let go of the control of my YouTube channel. Not control, but like, I need to outsource to people who are more skilled than I am. So my editing in 2022 will be outsourced to someone else. My marketing's all me. I love marketing. But at least my editing is going to be outsourced to somebody else. And then maybe I'll look into other aspects of my life that need to be outsourced. But yes, in 2022, outsourcing will definitely be something that I need to do, because I need to let go of that. I want you to answer all these questions as well. What are you interested in that you have not tried? Where are you ready to make changes? And what do you need to let go of? Let me know in the comment section below. So that was a very long video. I hope that you enjoyed it. It was extremely long, but I like watching these type of long videos from other YouTubers. So hopefully the people who are watching now, I hope you like these videos as well. Tell me what you want to see from me in 2022. Tell me what you're looking forward to in 2022. I love when we have conversations. Last time we had great reflections in my comment section. So I can't wait for 2022. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.